Hello students, welcome back to Learning English with Atena. In my previous videos, I explored B1 and B2 level antonyms. And today I'm taking it a step further with C1 level antonyms. Are you ready for an exciting linguistic journey? Let's start with 1. Skeptical. Skeptical. Doubting or questioning. Georgina was skeptical about the so-called miracle diet Martina had recommended. Credulous. Credulous. Ready to believe, especially with little evidence. Martina was known to be credulous, buying into every health fad she heard about. We also have trusting. Trusting. Willing to trust without suspicion. Georgina is very trusting of her friend, but she does her own research before believing anything. Hasty. Hasty. Done or acting with excessive speed or urgency. Emma is always hastily when she orders food. She just gets the first item on the menu. Deliberate, deliberate. Done consciously and intentionally. Her friend Georgina likes to take her time and make a deliberate choice after considering all the options. We also have cautious, cautious. Careful to avoid potential problems or dangers. Paul was more cautious and decided to consult the waiter before ordering anything. Resilient, resilient. Able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Despite losing her job, Emily remained resilient and started her own business. Vulnerable, vulnerable. Susceptible to physical or emotional harm. Her partner, Richard, was emotionally vulnerable and found it hard to adjust to the new challenges. Candid, candid. Truthful and straightforward. I try to be candid with all of my clients so they know exactly what to expect from our products. Deceptive, deceptive. Giving an appearance or impression different from the true one. Unfortunately, my boss prefers a more deceptive approach in order to boost sales. Infallible, infallible. Incapable of making mistakes or being wrong. Sue believed her strategy was infallible and would guarantee success. Unreliable, unreliable. Not able to be relied upon. Steve, however, was rather unreliable, missing key deadlines that put the plan at risk. We also have imperfect, imperfect, not perfect. Faulty or incomplete. The strategy itself turned out to be imperfect once Sue realized she was missing several key components. Coherent, coherent. Logical and consistent. Jane's argument was coherent and persuasive, winning over the audience. Disjointed, disjointed. Lacking a coherent sequence or connection. Her opponent's rebuttal was disjointed and failed to counter her points effectively. Tangible, tangible. able to be clearly seen, to exist, or physically felt. The tangible benefits of the new policy were felt immediately with increased wages and improved working conditions. Abstract, abstract, existing in thought or as an idea, but not having a physical or concrete existence. However, its abstract goals, like employee satisfaction, were harder to measure. Erratic, erratic, not even or regular in pattern or movement. Mike's erratic behavior made it difficult to anticipate his next move. Consistent, consistent, unchanging in nature, standard, or effect over time. His wife, however, was consistent and always follows the same daily routine. We also have predictable, predictable, able to be predicted. You know in advance that it will happen and what it will be like. Not surprisingly, her predictable schedule made it easier for everyone to coordinate with her. Profound, profound, very great or intense. Having deep insight or understanding. Megan's presentation had a profound impact on how her community viewed recycling. Shallow, shallow, lacking depth of intellect, emotion, or knowledge. She took on many of the shallow arguments made against her stance. We also have superficial, superficial, existing or occurring at or on the surface. Luckily, most of the community agreed that the counter-arguments were just superficial. Robust, robust, strong, healthy, vigorous. Despite his advanced age, James remains robust, walking 3 miles every day. Feeble, feeble, lacking physical strength, especially as a result of age or illness. He always feared becoming a feeble old man, but he is not slowing down yet. Minimal, minimal, of a minimum amount, quantity, or degree. The damage was minimal thanks to the quick response of emergency services. Extensive, extensive, covering or affecting a large area. The neighboring city wasn't so lucky and suffered extensive damage from the storm. We also have abundant, abundant, existing or available in large quantities, and this is typically more positive. Luckily, abundant help was available as the community pulled together to assist in the cleanup. Absurd, absurd, widely unreasonable, illogical, or inappropriate. It seemed absurd that someone would abandon their brand new phone on the bus. Logical, logical, of or according to the rules of logic or formal argument. On second thought, it is logical to assume that someone had simply lost it. We also have sensible, sensible, able to make good judgments based on wisdom. However, any sensible person would have checked their pockets before getting off the bus. Cooperative. Cooperative. Involving mutual assistance in working towards a common goal. The team was cooperative and completed the project ahead of schedule. Obstructive. Obstructive. Causing or tending to cause difficulties and delays. One team member seemed to be deliberately obstructive, constantly throwing up barriers to progress. Eager, wanting to do or have something very much. Ben was eager to start his new job and make a good impression. Apathetic, showing or feeling no interest, enthusiasm, or concern. His co-workers appeared to be quite apathetic and didn't share his enthusiasm. We also have indifferent, having no particular interest or sympathy. Unconcerned. They just went about their business, indifferent to the fact that Ben was even there. Overwhelming. Very great in amount or overpowering. The first week at university was overwhelming for Leon, with so many new experiences and challenges. Manageable. Able to be managed, controlled, or accomplished without great difficulty. However, after settling in, he found the coursework to be quite manageable. Trivial. Of little value or importance. Many thought the debate was focused on trivial matters that diverted attention from real issues. Significant. Important. In contrast, the subsequent discussion addressed significant topics that mattered to the community. At our last one, 17. Persistent. Continuing firmly or obstinately in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. Though Raoul and his kids had never built a tree house, they remained persistent in their efforts. Inconsistent. Not staying the same throughout. Unsurprisingly, his kids' dedication to getting the project done was inconsistent. And another antonym, sporadic. I love this one. Occurring at irregular intervals. The sporadic bursts of energy and interest in everything other than the tree house means that Raoul was allowed to finish the task. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share to stay updated and join my thriving language learning community. I will see you soon for another lesson. Bye!